Welcome back, everyone. It's been a while since we had a game, but here we have a game, and this is actually a rematch because Honey Badger played Peace Child. For those of you that don't know, that is Lauren Elise, who is the host of NASL, one of the hosts anyway, and they played a while back. I believe it was also a ZvT, I'm not sure because I haven't actually seen that replay, but this is the rematch of that, where Lauren basically said she wanted to play Honey Badger again after losing the first game, because I believe that Honey Badger was kind of messing around because Lauren was still learning the game, and Lauren actually had the game won, but she left because it had went on so long or something like that. That's the way Honey Badger was explaining it to me. But anyway, this is going to be a rematch on Cloud Kingdom. It is between Peace Child, Lauren Elise, and Honey Badger. As Honey Badger is playing Zerg for this one. Apparently they're leveling a second account with Zerg, so that's why they're focusing on Zerg. Kind of funny that Lauren chose to type good luck, have fun before moving the SCVs to begin mining. Go ahead and speed this up here to get through the boring parts. Not building an overlord. Maybe hatch first before even building an overlord. That's kind of interesting. But actually, yeah, it is going to be a hatch first before even building an overlord. Falling behind a bit on supply, but overall, this might work out. It will give an economic advantage once the hatchery finishes, obviously, and in the meantime, droning up, Lauren decides to send an SCV over here to attack the hatchery. Unfortunately, Honey Badger's not going to let that happen and kills the SCV pretty quickly. On Lauren's side of things, taking a gas, getting a barracks, idle SCV, not really anything too awfully important. We have a wall off going up with supply depots, oddly enough. That's one of the things that Honey Badger also mentioned. That hatchery is now finished. Spawning pool not finished yet, but getting there. The Honey Badger did mention that they didn't want to go banelings because that would be pretty mean against a Terran that doesn't know how to mech, which apparently Lauren hasn't learned the intricacies of playing mech yet, so she doesn't really use things like Thors or anything like that overly much. We do now have a total of two gases populated. Still no queens. Lair going up for Honey Badgers. This is a very interesting build, already building up the gas here, but keeping the minerals extremely low. This is probably going to be some type of fast, either fast lair units or possibly fast hive. Extremely fast hive, because we're only at, 6 minutes, almost 7 minutes isn't an extremely fast lair, but it's pretty fast lair for being against Terran when you don't really need to rush to mutas because Marines kind of slaughter mutas. So there's no real point in getting mutas against somebody that you know is going to be going mostly Marines, which Lauren indeed is. Still not fully populated at the minerals here, but pretty close. Pretty close. Getting there. That gas overpopulated? Yeah, it is. By how much? By one. Nothing too major. Not making SCVs over here. I believe that she has a coach, but the coach wasn't actually present for this match, which is why obvious things are going wrong on Lauren's end. Getting siege mode, which is smart, because tanks are really good if they're on the high ground and you have a bunch of lings streaming in. They can pick off quite a few. Honey Badger now fully saturated, still saving up that gas, and we are going to see looks like a little over 10 minutes for the hive. Spire is up, so this could be really, really dangerous. I do believe Lauren hasn't scouted at all at this point, and Corruptors are already hitting the field. Greater Spire is morphing in, and this is going to be extremely fast broodlords. like extremely fast broodlords. This is going to be done at before 13 minutes, and there's going to be broodlords on the field. And on top of that, Lauren still hasn't scouted very recently. Zerglings are joining the fray. This was obviously a mistake, not getting Zergling speed before now. At least I hope it was a mistake. Does have melee attack on the way, the +1 upgrade. I have a feeling that the Evo chamber timing that we saw was a little bit off. Maybe that was one of those things like, oh yeah, I forgot that, I better build it now for the anti-air, or against what you ask, Banshees, which Lauren does not have yet. If she's planning on building them at all, there are no Banshees on the field yet. But plenty of anti-air for any Banshee / drop / Viking play. Broodlords are being morphed, not in mass. One of the things to note, this was actually, Honey Badger was saying that this was played while they were at work, so there are times in the game where Honey Badger's not doing anything, and it's because they were actually away from the computer at the time. And considering 82 APM average for somebody who was away from the computer multiple times, that's actually pretty good. We have a total of, let's see, we're going to have 8 broodlords with a crap ton of zerglings. And what else is coming out? It's getting the carapace upgrade for the broodlords, which is nice if they do get targeted at all. Now, okay, let's just think about this for a second. It's 14 minutes right now. Okay, let's pause here for just a second. We got +1 attack done, which honestly should be on +2, but this is, I mean, this is 40 some, 50 lings, I would say, almost. More on the way, presumably, with 8 broodlords. There aren't a lot of people that would be able to beat that didn't scout it, which Lauren has not scouted it at this point. Oh yeah, it's definitely well over 50 lings. That's well over 50 lings. Creep spread is late. Again, Honey Badger's just starting to seriously practice playing Zerg correctly, which is why the creep spread is late. There's no third base, obviously, because playing against Lauren, Honey Badger didn't want to go full ridiculous mode, because that would have been kind of mean. Lauren is actually moving out here with a decent-sized army. I mean, this is another thing where if a coach had been there, he probably would have been like, this is not a good idea to be moving out with an army this small at 15 minutes. Here's this engagement. Looks like the lings are going to do the majority of the work here. Muta's not even taking damage. No damage. No damage. So all that was lost there were lings. Let's go with units lost 10. 17, yeah, that's almost completely lings. I'm pretty sure 428's got to be lings, because that's the only way you can get 25, right? 17 lings lost for 24 units that were a lot more expensive. And there's some point in here where Honey Badger actually goes AFK for an extended period of time, and you can tell because upgrades finish and the next set of upgrades doesn't start, and these units just sit here selected. I believe it's right here. Yeah, it's right here, because you can, the APM drops to 0. Yeah. But at this point, I mean, you got 8 broodlords, 11 mutas, and just a lot of zerglings. A lot of zerglings, let's be precise. 79 zerglings, and they all have +2 melee. Another thing that would have been great had a third base been in play would have been to get the carapace upgrades as well, which, you know, zerglings, they're gonna die quick. That's just the way it is. And 1 second. Sorry about that. With the carapace upgrade, you know, It kind of doesn't do a whole lot, but I mean, if you get them up to +3 armor, that's 3 less damage they're taking per shot. That'll make them live a little bit longer with their measly 35 health. But it also makes the rulings more hardy, which is also nice. There's the reply. Had to tend to a customer. Did I miss anything? It's pretty messed up. Lauren finally getting her expansion fairly, yeah, it's pretty much fully saturated. It doesn't look it though, and it's because there's 3 on a couple mineral patches there. This is actually a decent-sized army for... I mean, it's one of those things where the person's still new to the game, at least they're trying to learn. I mean, she's got Banshees, she's got a couple tanks. Probably should have made more tanks, honestly. That would have been pretty smart against this particular build to have tanks, and then I would have put a reactor on that to get Vikings, but again, without scouting, you don't know this is coming at all. That is actually a nice amount of mutas for anti-air, honestly. I mean, 13, you figure unless they have a... well, there's more incoming Gs. Even more. We're talking about 21 mutas on the field now for anti-air. That's a lot of mutas. It looks like we are going to take out the rocks first. Rock on. +3 melee. This is probably why Honey Badger's going this route instead of just attacking right now. Trying to wait for the upgrade to finish because it is only not that far away. 60 seconds? Yeah, 60 seconds. And this is a max army, so let's see what we got here before this fight takes place. 130. Jeez, no wonder this is laggy. 131 lings, 21 mutas, and 8 broodlords. Against, well, it doesn't matter. Oh, did not wait for the upgrade to finish before attacking, so that means it's going to finish during the attack, which is even more messed up. Lauren's unit is funneling in here to this mutaball, which is just not a good idea. This game is very, looks like it's going to be very anticlimactic for what we saw the build-up wise. I don't think that Honey Badger realized that apparently there was a move command involved there, because none of the mutas even took damage. Which means they weren't being shot at all, obviously. This was one that was just, you know, requested that Honey Badger wanted to have put up on YouTube with commentary because of the fact that they actually got to play Lauren again. And Honey Badger's like, you told me to try hard. Which, that's another part of the backstory, is there was a conversation beforehand and Lauren basically told her, please try hard. You know, give me your best and I will try and beat it. And that was a pretty decent effort for somebody that's still new to the game. But that concludes that one, and I believe we're going to be doing a couple more games over the next couple days. We're going to try and start having at least one video uploaded every couple days, where we have, you know, a sort of progression thing on Honey Badger's part. Go ahead and subscribe and comment below. Any negative comments towards the gameplay, we're just going to delete, because quite frankly, this is a new player in Lauren Elise going against somebody that's still practicing Zerg in Honey Badger, so negative comments are not necessary. They're learning. Don't be a dick. We will see you guys next time, and have a great day.